Biggest issue with the Bloodline angle at the Royal Rumble. Best and worst of Raw after Royal Rumble. Seth Rollins on marrying Becky Lynch only because she got pregnant. Brock Lesnar surprises. Fans go wild as Cody Rhodes vs. Roman Reigns confirmed for WrestleMania 39. Roman Reigns reveals he is scared of Sami Zayn. Let's jump right into it. Best and worst of Raw after Royal Rumble. It was the Raw after the 2023 Royal Rumble, and what an episode it was. As expected, Cody Rhodes was the central figure, with both Royal Rumble winners having their WrestleMania matches made official. So, what were the ups and downs of the first Raw on the road to WrestleMania 39? Keep watching to find out. Number 3. Best, 3000 has a new target. We need more maximum male models on WWE TV. This week on Raw, Maxine Dupree looked like she was eyeing Otis, stating he was perfect. It looks like we're going to get a storyline where they pursue Otis and give him a makeover, something that we welcome as it will undoubtedly make for entertaining television. The only downside is that the underrated Chad Gable will probably lose his tag team partner. Number 2. Worst, why did Cody Rhodes need help to beat Finn Balor on Raw? Cody Rhodes opened the show on Raw this week and was confronted by the Judgment Day, leading to a main event match against Finn Balor. It was the first time for the two, and it was all going well. However, Edge's interference, while understandable, shouldn't have directly impacted the finish. It was a big mistake to have Edge distract Finn Balor to allow Cody Rhodes to win. It made Rhodes look weak. How is he supposed to beat Roman Reigns if he can't beat Finn Balor? Number 2. Best, the return of Rick Boogs. After 10 long months, Rick Boogs has returned to WWE. As you may remember, he suffered a devastating injury at WrestleMania 38 and was out of action this whole time. However, his run with Nakamura is over, and he is now a single star on Raw. He impressed in his first match back and squashed The Miz. It's always refreshing to have a new name on the roster. Number 1. Worst, no follow-up to 2 crucial storylines. It was odd that beyond a highlight package, there was no follow-up to the Bloodline story. It will happen on SmackDown, but given that the Bloodline has regularly appeared on both shows, it was a bit disappointing. Raw Women's Champion Bianca Belair's segment also got cut abruptly before the main event, so that was another worst for us. Number 1. Best, Becky Lynch finally outsmarts Damage Control. Damage Control has constantly gotten the better of Becky Lynch since December. However, for the first time, she got a measure of revenge on Bayley, goading her into accepting a steel cage match in Orlando the next week. It all comes full circle, as Orlando is where their story began in NXT. To goad her into the match, the former women's champion had to threaten Bayley with a beaten-down Dakota Kai. Before she could snap her leg, Bayley accepted the steel cage challenge. It was a big win for Becky Lynch, who was insulted by her fellow horsewoman. Seth Rollins on marrying Becky Lynch only because she got pregnant. Seth Rollins has finally shared his reaction to Bayley taking a personal shot at Becky Lynch on WWE Raw. The women shared the ring on tonight's episode of WWE Raw. The role model didn't hold back and said that Rollins only married Lynch because she got pregnant with the couple's daughter, Rue. Seth Rollins has now shared a tweet reacting to the events of Raw. He shared a gif hinting that he doesn't want to get involved in Bayley and Becky Lynch's matters. Wrestling Twitter had a field day over Bayley's personal attack on Becky Lynch on Raw. Rollins' tweet received several amusing responses from WWE fans. Seth Rollins and Bayley are the best of friends in real life. A while ago, Bayley had nothing but good things to say about Rollins while she was injured. The role model said she missed him a lot and heaped praise on him. Rollins has the utmost respect for Bayley. In 2020, Bayley was the MVP of WWE's weekly shows in the Performance Center. She carried SmackDown on her shoulders for a brief period during the peak of the COVID-19 pandemic. Rollins reacted to the same with major praise for her. I think it's no secret that Bayley and Sasha have done their goddamnedest to fill in with Becky being out and the women's division just being wide open. Asuka has stepped up too, as well, but I do think Bayley and Sasha have been great. They've filled that void as best as they possibly can and have been working like crazy as tag team champs and now Raw and SmackDown champs. Becky Lynch will battle Bayley inside a steel cage on next week's WWE Raw. The man will not hold back one bit after what happened tonight. Rollins will seemingly be keeping a close eye on the match as well. What was your reaction to Bayley's outrageous comments on Raw? Sound off in the comments below. Becky Lynch reacts to old photo of Bayley hugging Seth Rollins. Becky Lynch has accused top WWE superstar Bayley of trying to steal Seth Rollins from her. Big Time Bex was involved in a heated in-ring segment with arch-rival Bayley on tonight's edition of WWE Raw. The segment saw Bayley pulling no punches and going too far when she said Lynch wasn't good enough for Seth Rollins. The role model then claimed that the former only married Becky because she was pregnant. Shortly after Raw came to a close, the man took to Twitter to share an old picture in which Bayley can be seen hugging Rollins. Lynch accused Bayley of trying to take Rollins away from her in the tweet's caption. I guess it's not just my spot she's after. #WWERW, she wrote. Bayley crossed the line on Raw tonight but managed to generate a massive buzz on social media with her comments. Lynch and Bayley are the best of friends in real life. The two women have been bitter rivals on WWE TV for a while now. The duo was set to collide inside a steel cage on Raw 30, but the match was cut from the show to make more room for the tribal court segment. Here's what Bayley had to say about the cancellation. "I honestly think it put our story in a whole different place, and I think it did a lot for damage control. So, I'm super happy with it. I don't want them to think that women's wrestling is moving backwards, or we're not seen in the same light of Roman Reigns or anybody like that. We're very appreciated backstage. We're treated super well, and we are part of big conversations when it comes to big stories and big matches." Becky Lynch and Bayley are all set to compete in a steel cage match on next week's edition of WWE Raw. After what Bayley said about Seth Rollins, it would be interesting to see what happens when Lynch finally gets her hands on the role model. Are you excited for Becky Lynch versus Bayley inside a steel cage? Sound off in the comments section below. Brock Lesnar's surprises. It's become a pretty well-established fact that there aren't many wrestling superstars like Brock Lesnar. During a recent episode of his podcast, Kevin Nash shared his honest views about the Beast incarnate and also the one thing that shocked him the most about the WWE star. While many former footballers transitioned to wrestling, Brock Lesnar did the opposite by briefly swapping the squared circle for the gridiron. After leaving WWE in 2004, Lesnar began a career in the National Football League as he signed with the Minnesota Vikings and could have even tasted success had it not been for an untimely bike accident. Despite not having played the sport in high school, Brock Lesnar showcased great potential in football as he posted impressive figures during the Vikings' preseason games. Brock Lesnar might not have gotten the desired results in football, but Kevin Nash was still astounded that the former Universal Champion was deemed good enough to be in the NFL. Big Daddy Cool lauded Lesnar's superhuman efforts in almost making it big as a defensive tackle in the NFL. On this week's Click This podcast, "Oh, Brock would be money till FN." Yeah, I think the fact that the guy he has done a lot of impressive things, but to me, never to have played football and to make the practice squad for the Vikings. I mean, that's like, you're FN superhuman. Nash noted that Brock Lesnar's physical attributes made him a great prospect for the Vikings, who believed the pro wrestling star could be a force to reckon with in football with proper training. The WWE Hall of Famer added, "Not that UFN got out there and FK'd around. You were good enough where they thought, FN, a year or two, we'll teach this guy how to read everything, and nobody can stop this motherfucker off the line." The former WWE champion entered the Royal Rumble match at number 12 and looked at his dominating best for a couple of minutes. Brock Lesnar eliminated 3 superstars before having one of the most intense stare-downs in recent times with Gunther. Lesnar would himself get eliminated from the match by arch-rival Bobby Lashley as WWE seemingly builds up to their third singles match. After getting thrown out of the Royal Rumble, the Beast incarnate even caused a stir at ringside by attacking officials and Baron Corbin. Reports suggest that despite the tantalizing teaser of a showdown against Gunther, the company's current plan is to have Lesnar versus Lashley 3 at WrestleMania 39. Who should the Beast face at the show of shows in April? Sound off in the comments section below. Fans go wild as Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns confirmed for WrestleMania 39. This week on WWE Raw, Cody Rhodes revealed the much-awaited answer to the rest of the world. The American Nightmare made an epic return at Royal Rumble. He entered the men's match at number 30 and eliminated Gunther to win the Royal Rumble match. Fans are still in awe of his fairytale win, but everyone was equally excited to hear from Cody Rhodes. He cut an intense promo on Raw, following which he challenged Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Cody Rhodes admitted to respecting Roman Reigns but also said that the tribal chief won't be the undisputed champion by the end of the night at WrestleMania 39. He also mentioned how fans sing along to his theme and noted that it starts with wrestling has more than one royal family. Cody Rhodes further argued that WWE has more than one royal family, but to prove that, he will have to dismantle the strongest family in the company, the Bloodline. Fans were excited to hear the announcement on Raw as they imagined the possibilities leading up to a blockbuster match at WrestleMania Hollywood. Cody Rhodes previously stated that he returned to the company with a dream of winning the title for his father, and he is now determined to finish the story. It will be exciting to see what transpires between him and Roman Reigns on the road to WrestleMania 39. Dustin Rhodes sends a message to Cody Rhodes during WWE Raw. AEW star Dustin Rhodes sent an encouraging message to his brother Cody Rhodes during this week's episode of Raw. The American Nightmare entered the Royal Rumble match at number 30 and last eliminated Gunther to win the bout. He kicked off the red brand by stating that he would dethrone Roman Reigns for the coveted undisputed WWE Universal Championship when they collide in the main event of WrestleMania 39. Dustin Rhodes took to Twitter to send a message to Cody Rhodes telling him to finish the story, in other words, fulfill his dreams of winning a world title in WWE. Finish the story, brother. #Cody Rhodes, he wrote. When the American Nightmare returned to WWE after WrestleMania 38 last year, he stated that he ready to do what his father couldn't do, which is win the WWE Championship. The multi-time Intercontinental Champion had to put his dreams on hold after tearing his pec before his Hell in a Cell match against Seth Rollins. things ended up working out for Cody anyway, as he won the Men's Royal Rumble match and will headline the grandest stage of them all. During his opening speech on Raw, he stated that he'd meet Roman Reigns in the ring in 62 days, which falls on April 2nd, the date of WrestleMania Night 2. Cody Rhodes collided with the Judgment Day's Finn Balor in the main event of Raw this week. He won the contest after WWE Hall of Famers Edge and Beth Phoenix showed up and wiped out the Judgment Day. WrestleMania is 2 months away, so it'll be interesting to see what happens leading up to the show. Do you think Cody should be the one to dethrone Roman Reigns? Sound off in the comments below. Roman Reigns reveals he is scared of Sami Zayn. The wrestling world on Twitter has reacted to Roman Reigns' hidden message to Solo Sikoa at the Royal Rumble Premium Live event. During the closing stages of the show, Reigns and the Bloodline brutally destroyed Zayn after he betrayed the faction and hit the tribal chief with a steel chair. While exiting the arena, Reigns sent a short message to Solo Sikoa. He stated that they are at war now and that they would take no prisoners. "We're at war now, Solo. We take no prisoners now." The WWE Universe erupted with reactions following the tribal chief's hidden message. Sami Zayn's storyline with Reigns began almost a year ago when the former Intercontinental Champion approached the Bloodline. Following several twists and turns in the story, Zayn was finally accepted into the group as the honorary use. Unfortunately, things ended on a bitter note at the Royal Rumble, as he chose to save his long-term friend Kevin Owens instead of following the head of the table's orders. Bloodline members Solo Sikoa, Jimmy Uso, and Paul Heyman have all pledged their loyalty to Reigns. However, Jey Uso seems to be a bit conflicted at the moment. Undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns' WrestleMania opponent has been confirmed. He will defend the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes, who won this year's Men's Royal Rumble match. On Raw, Rhodes declared that he was going to challenge Reigns and made a bold prediction by stating that he would be the one to dethrone the head of the table. However, following Sami Zayn's betrayal of Reigns, WWE is reportedly planning a match between the two superstars for Elimination Chamber. The upcoming Premium Live event will take place in Montreal, Canada. A win for Zayn at Elimination Chamber will mean that he will be the one to face Cody Rhodes at the grandest stage of them all. Do you want to see Sami Zayn dethrone Roman Reigns and book his WrestleMania 39 main event spot? Sound off in the comments section below. Biggest issue with the Bloodline angle at the Royal Rumble. Legendary wrestling manager Jim Cornette has highlighted one big issue with the Bloodline angle in the main event of WWE Royal Rumble. After Roman Reigns defeated Kevin Owens to retain the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at the event, his cousins came out to the ring and they all started beating up the prizefighter. The tribal chief handed Sami Zayn a chair and forced him to hit KO with it, but the latter shockingly used it on Roman instead. The honorary use fell victim to a beatdown by the group, with the exception of Jey Uso, who left the ring on his own. Speaking on the latest edition of the Jim Cornette Experience, the WWE veteran questioned why there weren't any referees or security to stop the Bloodline from assaulting Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Here's the thing, again, yes, this is building up to what we've all wanted to see, which is the Bloodline's gonna kill Owens unless Sami intervenes, and what's he gonna do? The decision is what we're waiting on. But God, it was so long, and nobody's trying to help. You can make the statement, well, Sami Zayn has no friends in the locker room. Owens was his friend he turned on, he's with the Bloodline, so nobody cared. But referees, security, this went on so long the announcers laid out, said Cornette. It was like everybody associated with this company had completely disappeared from the face of the earth except what was going on in the ring. I'm sorry, but that's all I can think about. Job 1. When I got in the business, the first commandment is make it look like it's really happening. And no, they couldn't just do this for minutes on end to somebody on television in front of God and everybody in front of witnesses without somebody trying. While Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens were getting pummeled in the ring, there wasn't any security or referees to stop the fight. Adam Pearce didn't show up either. Jim Cornette stated that there should have been an intervention to make the angle look more legitimate. So they're killing this guy, and I'm just thinking, it'd be better if it was a wrestling angle, which would be some bell ringing and some people trying to get in, and the Bloodline are bad enough to kick them out. The Bloodline is set to appear on SmackDown this Friday to address the situation. It'll be interesting to see what will take place during the show. Do you agree with Jim Cornette's take? Sound off in the comments below.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take